Weatherford is a city of about 27,000, and we have great community here, and we really wanted another opportunity to bring people into our downtown.
Well, for the residents of Weatherford, a majority of them don't even realize the bankhead goes through Weatherford, and so it's something for them to learn about. Stray Days needs to be an annual event because the Parker County area has such heritage tourism that the bankhead and the Stray Days in particular would bring those visitors to Weatherford for a purpose. The rich heritage that we have inside of our city with the gardens, the museums, all of the things along that highway would really make a difference in the visitor's perspective.
The Bankhead Historical Society is part of putting together a past of what our settlers went through. They had to deal with old roads and not being really go anywhere. And because of that, how the bankhead came in, it allowed people to see places they never were able to see. Whether they would go to Fort Worth or whether they'd go to Mineral Wells, the bankhead gave us a new way of life. I joined the bankhead mainly for the reason of developing a opportunity to create tours, particularly a wine tour that would start in Texarkana all the way through El Paso. And there are wineries to be able to be brought into that and create a tour where people not only can travel the highway, but they also know where the wineries are. And since I'm in the wine business, it only makes sense.
The impact of this project has been interesting because very few people are really aware of what the bankhead is. And as they become more aware, they're finding that they want to be more involved in celebrating the bankhead and promoting the bankhead like other roads across America have been promoted.
Just the excitement, the feel, the joy of the town coming together to celebrate the first highway across the United States. And bring the community together again, because at the end of the day, it's all about the community. It's all about enjoyment. It's all about family.
Short Chef Creations is new to the downtown area. We've only been there less than a year, and we want to be involved in everything in the downtown community to help enrich our community. We were working on the car project, trying to get cars from different periods down to downtown and parked around the square for our event. We have lots of local car clubs, and we wanted to get them involved and see the different period changes between the different cars.
First road across America that's supposed to be open year-round for travel. It's supposed to come right here through town, through North Texas.
Theater Off the Square was asked to do the theatrical interpretation. We have a pool of actors readily available. We came up with scripts. There is a love of history in this area, and I feel that the Bankhead event will make that even more so desirable to come to Weatherford and learn about the history of this area. It's good for the downtown merchants because the square is such an integral part of our community.
Our future goal for this project is to make it an annual event and make it a celebration that ends up being almost as big as our Peach Festival, which has up to 45,000 visitors over a weekend. So that's our real goal. We want to really promote the Bankhead and promote downtown Weatherford.
That's what I see all about this development of this tourism project of the Bankhead Highway, is that it's going to allow towns from Texarkana to El Paso to have an opportunity to show off their towns.
The Bankhead brings not only just people of this community together, but many communities together. We get to share with those other communities as they do their festivals and celebration of the Bankhead Historical Highway. It allows them to be able to come see us and we go see them.
I got involved with the Bankhead Tourism Initiative. When I first heard about it, I actually went out and volunteered and said, hey, how can I help with this? Because I knew a lot of the background of the Bankhead Highway, having recently worked with the Millsap Cemetery Association. Well, we've already got the real thing, and it just takes that economic integration with tourism, with commercial development, with businesses, but it can't be just one kind of business that draws people into a downtown. It's got to be the jewelers, it's got to be the artists, it's got to be the restaurants, it's got to be, whatever it is, it's got to have a broad commercial base in order to be successful. Because these old downtowns were walkable. That's why the houses were all close around them, is because people didn't have automobiles. So this idea of people around, living around your downtown area, as well as professional office buildings and that kind of thing, then bring that economic vitality and cause businesses to want to put in a store there, because you've got 24/7, I guess is the best way to put it. You've got things that support you living downtown 24/7. And that's what I think is so good about what we have here in Weatherford. And part of what this Bankhead project is about is to bring those people through town. Because we've had a lot of folks that drive through town, and I know one lady in particular says, I want that building. And they bought the building and restored it. And you drive that tourism traffic through here, and you get people, you have a greater chance of finding somebody who sees a huge economic opportunity there and will develop it, and will buy the property and will develop it. And that's part of what I see this whole Bankhead thing is.
My dad always said, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing well. If it takes you a little longer, you'll appreciate it a little more. And I think our history and how we came about, how we improve, betters our community, our citizens. And I think as we get older, that becomes more important, not to forget our roots.